What's going on, everyone? It's Marcellus back with another video, and today we're going to be talking about whether or not Baby Doge will continue to pump, or was this all a bull trap? So that's what we're going to talk about today. Definitely go ahead and hit that like button and subscribe. Leave a comment in the comment section and let me know what you all want me to go over next. If you want to become a member of the channel, definitely go ahead and do that. I'll go over any crypto that the members want me to go over next. Also, if you don't have a Ledger Nano X or a S or a hardware wallet in general, you definitely want to check out the link in the description for the Ledger website for the Ledger Nano X and S, because if it's not your keys, it's not your crypto. So definitely check out that link. And yeah, let's get straight to it. Remember, I'm not a financial advisor. None of this is financial advice. But let's get straight to Baby Doge. So let's talk about it. Will Baby Doge continue to pump, or was this all just a bull trap? That's the question that we're going to be asking today. So let's start it like this. So the first thing we want to talk about is the 24-hour market control. In the last 24 hours, Baby Doge has been bearish by 60%. So we've been controlled by the bears by 60% in the last 24 hours. Now, also, if you look over here, Baby Doge is up like 1.4%. So, well, now 8%, 0.8%. But yeah, Baby Doge is, kind of moving sideways right now. You can actually see it, how it's moving between these two channels here. Definitely some sideways movement. And you can see the whole overall crypto market is pretty much doing this. Other than BNB, BNB is doing nice right now, 7.3% for the last 24 hours. So this actually may reflect in Baby Doge's price, because typically when BNB goes up, you start to see Baby Doge also rise in price. So you actually may see Baby Doge start to rise soon. I don't know when, but look, was this a bull trap, or will we continue to pump? That's what we want to talk about. So let's talk about this. So as you can see here with Baby Doge, we are kind of getting some buying pressure here on the oscillator. That's a very small buying area right here, and that's pretty much indicating this whole area here. So there's buying. But notice how it's getting smaller, right? So you can actually see it going down. So you see how this wave pretty much goes up here, and now you see it sloping down. That pretty much indicates that this buying wave here is now about to come to an end. This buying wave is about to stop. We're about to see another selling wave like this one right here. So now that it's going down and sloping downwards, you'll start to see more selling. And what it looks like Baby Doge is doing right now, it kind of looks like we're probably about to go back down to our support here. So look at what happened previously back here on the 27th. So we broke out of here at this resistance at 1250, right? And then we just kind of went sideways and rode the 1250 support just a little bit while, and then we went down just a little bit. And then we broke out above it, and then we almost touched it again, and then we broke our resistance up here. Now, this resistance is all the way up here at 1330, and I was talking about this all day yesterday, and the day before that 1335. That was our resistance, and now you've seen we very briefly broke it earlier today, very briefly, and then we went back down inside of Baby Doge. And it's kind of crazy how we very briefly touched it, and then we immediately went down to the 1250 support. No ifs, ands, or buts. It went straight down to the 1250 support. And now what you're seeing, Baby Doge is having a really hard time staying above this area. But something that I just now noticed here inside of Baby Doge, notice how the lows are getting higher. So look, this low is getting higher. This low is getting higher. This low is getting higher. It kind of looks like this one's probably going to end up stopping somewhere around here. So yeah, this low is probably going to get higher as well. And then it'll probably do something like here. Because look, the highs are getting lower. As you can see, it starts here. The highs are getting lower. And then you can see over here, the lows are getting higher. So that's kind of what we call consolidation here. So you'll probably see the high stopping here, and then, it'll do something like that. And then we may actually see a pump coming out at the end of this. Hopefully it does something like that. But remember, this is pure speculation. It may or may not do something like that. But I'm really hoping it does, because that's kind of what it's looking like it's doing. Because our lows are getting lower. Our highs are getting lower, and then our lows are getting higher. So we actually may have the potential to do an actual pump here in Baby Doge. And if we did, then the first area obviously would be the 1330 support or 1335 resistance. That's what we would have to end up passing. But look, if we can actually pass the 1335 resistance, then the pump that we would end up seeing is Baby Doge going all the way up here to 1430. And I've been talking about the 1430 resistance a lot. So just kind of like how what happened with this 1330 resistance, the same thing might happen if we start to pump towards 1430. So we actually may see Baby Doge hit 1430 and then almost immediately going back down to this support, which would confirm the bull trap scenario. But what if it does something like it's doing now and then has, a little bit of a rise in price? So if we could actually pump up here to 1430 and then, bounce to the support and then have some more momentum to build us all the way up here to this next resistance, all the way at 1550, that would be exactly what we need with Baby Doge. But really, what I'm seeing here with Baby Doge, it definitely looks like that was kind of a bull trap. So that's just what I think personally. I think the crypto market is still like it's still off the fences. Maybe we've already reached our bottom, but it still seems like the crypto market is still not sure whether or not it wants to go up. But from what I'm seeing, it's definitely looking like we've already hit the bottom. But it doesn't mean that we can't go back towards the bottom. You got to think about that. If we hit the bottom, yeah, that's cool, but it doesn't mean that we can't go back down. So you still want to look at it from that perspective. So like I said earlier with Baby Doge, I don't think Baby Doge is gonna do too much like on the downside. Let's be completely honest. The only place where I'm really looking at Baby Doge to hit for this, let's go over here to the 4 hour chart so we can see it in a bigger perspective here. But yeah, like I said, the only really real place I'm really expecting Baby Doge to go to for its low is 9Z6, 9Z7, 9Z6. Because we hit 9Z7 at the low for our previous drop, and I don't really expect it to hit that anytime soon. I'm just kind of saying if we were to become bearish, 9Z6 or 9Z7 definitely looks like the bottom because it definitely already looks like we've hit the bottom over there. Now, what you're seeing here on the 4 hour chart, you're seeing that we are still 60% bullish here on the 4 hour chart for the 24-hour market control. You're also seeing that there's a lot of selling volume here on this, and you haven't seen positive buying volume since back here on the 22nd of June. We haven't seen major buying since the 22nd of June. So even all this buying that we just got, it's still not as significant as the 22nd of June. And you can also see it's very, very small amount of buying that we actually have. And notice how we're kind of peaked out here. So, like I said, this could all well be a bull trap. So you definitely want to prepare for this. It looks like it's gonna pull back down to this 1250 support. So yeah, it definitely looks like it's a bull trap. Like I said, though, I'm not a financial advisor. None of this is financial advice. It's kind of pure speculation here. But I'm hoping that this wasn't a bull trap. And if it was, well, then I'll just use that as a buying opportunity to buy more Baby Doge. So that's just my perspective on all this. Now, as you can see over here with Bitcoin, Bitcoin is looking a little bit different than Baby Doge. Bitcoin, kind of trading sideways right now, 23.7K. If you look at Bitcoin, though, it looks way more stable than Baby Doge. So look at Baby Doge from the 15M chart. So Bitcoin has more of a stable approach to this. So you see they both pumped kind of by the same amount, but Bitcoin is really trading sideways right now, while Baby Doge is like sporadically going up and down. You can see all the way up, all the way down, and then halfway up, and then now you can probably see it more halfway down if we do that. But look, Bitcoin is doing something way different. It's just straight sideways from here. So yesterday I mentioned that Bitcoin would probably end up hitting the support here. So we actually did end up going down to the support. You can actually see that right here. Bitcoin went down all the way down here to this support, and this support is pretty much at 23.4K, right? And then we went all the way up here for the resistance. Like I mentioned in some of my video yesterday, I mentioned over here that we would have some kind of movement that brought us back up here and built momentum back up to that resistance after we hit the support. So that's exactly what happened here. And for the people who don't know much about these indicators, the red areas are supply and demand of less demand, pretty much resistance. Green areas supply and demand of more demand, pretty much support. So you've seen Baby Doge hit that support, and now, I mean, Bitcoin hit that support, and now you see Bitcoin is really at the top side of this resistance. It's at the top side of this channel. So it's really not wanting to go back down here. So it kind of looks like Bitcoin has the possibility to pump again. Now, what you're seeing over here with Bitcoin, we did have some selling here, but notice how the selling is getting smaller, smaller, and smaller. So notice how the selling is getting smaller, and you also see the buying is getting slightly smaller too. But look what's forming up right here. There's actually a buying wave forming up for Bitcoin. So this might be what brings us back up to our resistance, and we might actually be able to break 24,000 with Bitcoin. Now, you can see down here, the bulls are in control of the 24-hour market control for Bitcoin by 100%. So he's saying it's 100% for Bitcoin for the last 24 hours, which is kind of true. I mean, we've been moving sideways, so I wouldn't say it's 100% bullish, but it's kind of moving sideways. So I wouldn't say it's 100% bullish. But when you look at the indicators and it says 100% bullish, this may be an indicator that we are about to have another pump inside of the crypto market. So that's also why I like these. That's also why I like these indicators. It kind of shows you like what's about to happen inside the market. Notice how we keep having these green moments in our supply and demand. We keep having these large buying frenzies inside of our supply and demand of less demand, red areas, less demand. But look, all these green areas just keep popping up out of the woodworks. So this is definitely a good signal that Bitcoin's probably going to take another pump. And the same thing goes for Baby Doge and BNB and all these other cryptos. So especially since we're on the upside of this channel here. So yeah, that's pretty much what I got for that. Now the 4 hour chart for Bitcoin though, when you look at it from the 4 hour chart, you still see, like I mentioned this yesterday, you still see that we're coming off of this overbought area inside of Bitcoin. So Bitcoin's way overbought right now. That was way too much buying. And that's why I'm saying I'm screaming bull trap because we are overbought. We're way overbought. So this is the premise of a bull trap. This is literally how bull traps happen. So, anyways, I want to show this though. Watch how we sold down here, right? That's pretty much described by these two red waves on the oscillator. This whole selling frenzy here is described by these two red waves on the oscillator. Notice how they're getting smaller, which is a bullish signal, which is why we had that overbought wave. But since we were so overbought with that wave, what happened the last time we were overbought? So when you actually look at this, last time we were overbought, we had a huge pump inside of Baby Doge here. We had a nice huge pump. We were overbought, and then the overbuying pretty much stopped around here. But we continued to pump and we continued to have more buying that came. But see, even though we had more buying, we just didn't have enough momentum to continue to bring us up inside of Bitcoin, which is exactly why you've seen Bitcoin drop. But there's something different happening this time. So you can actually see that this pretty much topped out over here at 24.1K, but this one didn't get quite all the way up there. So it may not be done yet, which means that we actually might break past this resistance that we set up here for Bitcoin. We actually might break past this 24K resistance. And the fact that it's like literally up here on the upside of the channel and it's not going back down to the support right now kind of shows us that there's a possibility that we could see Bitcoin pumping out of this 24K area. So that's really what I'm watching for right now, because if we can pump to this next resistance area, supply and demand of less demand, which is at about 26.8K, and then eventually past that to 27K and getting to the upper side of this resistance area and the supply and demand of less demand, getting to the upper side of this area, that would be really good for Baby Doge. That or for Bitcoin, that's exactly what we need. And this would really help Baby Doge and all the other cryptos as well. But yeah, this is pretty much all I got for you all today. I hope you liked the video. Definitely hit the like button and subscribe if you do. And yeah, like I said, I'm not a financial advisor. None of this is financial advice. Go ahead and hit that like button and subscribe. And if you don't have a Ledger Nano X or S, definitely check out the link in the description. Because remember, if it's not your crypto, it's not your keys. So you definitely want to do something about that. But anyways, I'll be back with another video.